Despite the travel restrictions and security precautions, Greece's archaeology enjoyed a banner year in 2020, uncovering a variety of intriguing finds all around the nation. Many historic sites in Greece continued to get daily tourists, even as the prolonged COVID-19 outbreak that year curtailed international travel to a slow flow. Despite reducing their efforts and continuing with skeleton personnel, archaeological teams made an astonishing variety of fascinating discoveries. In some instances, the lack of visitors proved advantageous, allowing researchers to thoroughly examine well-known locations that would usually be crowded with tourists. Athens's construction activities continued simultaneously, producing several surprising discoveries. This video will share some of Greece's incredible archaeological discoveries. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Amphorae from Kassos shipwrecks. Amphorae from Spain and what is now Tunisia were discovered in two shipwrecks off the coast of Kassos, close to Crete, and were immediately dubbed Old Riches. 4 shipwrecks from various dates were discovered that fall. Still, it was in January 2021 that archaeologists discovered the amphorae, demonstrating that Kassos's Roman-era commerce networks reached deep into the Western Mediterranean. Even though the ships they were originally transported on sank somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd century AD, archaeologists were able to establish that the amphorae formerly contained oil made in Guadalquivir, Spain. The expedition's co-leader, Xanthis Argyris, told Greece's public radio ERT that this was the first time they had discovered amphorae from Spain and North Africa that had likely carried oil to Rhodes or the beaches of Asia Minor. Amphorae from the classical Greek era, approximately the 5th century BC, were discovered in a different shipwreck. According to the ministry, the discoveries unmistakably demonstrated Kassos's status as a crossroads of civilizations. 5 marble heads of statues found in the ancient Greek city of Knidos. This week, archaeologists excavated in the ancient Greek city of Knidos, which is today in southwestern Turkey. They uncovered 5 breathtakingly exquisite statue heads. The marble statues are about 2,000 years old and were created in the ancient Greek city's Hellenistic and Roman eras. The female head represents the goddess Tyche, who was regarded as the guardian of communities during the Hellenistic and Roman eras, according to archaeologists excavating the site, who told Hurriyet on Sunday. The 4 additional heads show men. The famed Knidos sundial, the Lion of Knidos, a statue of a recumbent lion that is currently on exhibit at the British Museum, and the Temple of Aphrodite at Knidos were all located in the city of Knidos, which was so rich in ancient Greek culture. Bronze bull figurine may have been part of the sacrifice at ancient Olympia. During a routine examination in March, an archaeologist made a remarkable discovery at ancient Olympia, a little metal figurine of a bull. The scientists and archaeologists from Greece's culture ministry were in the middle of assessing the site after a series of rainstorms battered the area, not expecting to uncover any significant discoveries. Amazingly, while inspecting the region near the Temple of Zeus, archaeologist Zaharula Leventuri noticed a little horn sticking out of the moist dirt. She paused and carefully removed the soil from the area. Leventuri ultimately discovered a little bronze bull, which upon closer inspection and dating to Greece's geometric period, which spanned from 1000 BC to 700 BC, was judged to have most likely been a gift intended for Zeus at his temple at the historic site of Olympia. The bull was likely part of a sacrifice, experts determined after studying a soil sample collected from the scene. The sample had strong indications of burnt silt and other charred particles. Buildings dating back to the 10th century BC were unearthed on Lesvos. In July 2021, during the ongoing excavation of the fortress of Agioi Theodoroi, which has been identified as ancient Antissa, 3 structures of significant importance to archaeologists were discovered on the Greek island of Lesvos. An arched building from the 7th century BC was discovered during the dig, overseen by the Lesvos Ephorate of Antiquities. The dig also turned up a significant amount of paint, gray and black pottery, as well as 2 earlier rectangular structures from the 8th and 10th centuries BC. Due to its confirmation of the historical continuity from Greece's Late Bronze Age, 1600 to 1100 BC, to the so-called Dark Ages, 11th to 9th century BC, indicates the migration of tribes like the Aeolians to the island of Lesbos. This archaeological find is particularly significant. On the peninsula of ancient Antissa, east of the seaside community of Gavathas and west of Molivos, stands the castle of Agioi Theodoroi, also known nowadays as Ovrio Castro. Gold coins showing Emperor, site of Christ's crucifixion, found in Israel. A complete wine press and a coin from the Byzantine period outside Tel Aviv, Israel, depicting Emperor Heraclius and the Golgotha, the location of Jesus Christ's crucifixion, respectively. The wine press in Israel has mosaics on its floor, and the country's 1400-year-old money both come from the Byzantine era. They were discovered at Ramat HaSharon, which is today a Tel Aviv suburb, a 1500-year-old settlement. The currency was produced in either 638 or 639 AD, during the rule of a Byzantine emperor, Heraclius, according to the Times of Israel. The emperor and his two sons are portrayed on one side, as shown above. The image of the hill of Golgotha, where Christ was crucified, is depicted on the coin's reverse side, along with what is thought to be the owner's name inscribed beneath the image. Christ born of Mary inscription on Byzantine-era church lintel. Researchers discovered a 1500-year-old Christian benediction in the shape of an inscription on a church lintel, which was a great month for Greek-related archaeology. Archaeologists working for the Israel Antiquities Authority claim that the first words on the inscription are Christ born of Mary. The Christian inscription was formerly found on a lintel at the top of a doorframe that served as the entrance to a church in what is now Taiba, a community in Israel's northern Jezreel Valley. It was written in Greek. The church was built in the late 5th century AD during the Byzantine era. Additionally, archaeologists learned that the church, which they had never heard of before, featured geometric mosaic floors. Gate of the Temple of Zeus, Magnesia, Asia Minor. Magnesia, an ancient Greek city in Asia Minor that is now a part of Turkey's Aydin region, was once the site of a magnificent stadium, temples, and other buildings. It also forfeited the gate to a temple devoted to Zeus. The temple's gate was recently uncovered by Turkish archaeologists who have been digging in Magnesia for decades. The temple was first discovered in the 1890s by a German archaeologist who reburied much of what he found. The location is close to another previously discovered temple devoted to the Greek goddess Artemis. Under the direction of Associate Professor Görkem Kokdemir from Ankara University, ongoing excavations in the Ortaklar region have uncovered the entrance gate to the Temple of Zeus. 2 Kouros figures at Temple of Zeus Lepsinos, Asia Minor. One of Asia Minor's best preserved Roman temples, the Temple of Zeus Lepsinos, was the site of 2 2,500-year-old marble statues and an inscription. The temple was built in the 2nd century AD and is situated in the historic city of Euramos. According to Abuzer Kuzul, the head of the excavation committee, the sculptures were completely unanticipatedly discovered during restoration work. He added that they comprised very important links of the missing archaic sculpture of the Carian region, and that his team had also discovered an inscription from the Hellenistic period. The boy sculptures, known as kouros, were produced in Greece during the Archaic era. One of the 2 kouroi discovered at Euramos is naked, while the other is clad in armor and a short chiton, according to Kizil. The leather armor is impressive, and both sculptures are holding lions in their hands. In terms of iconography, the lion is quite important and probably belongs to the god Apollo. That's all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Remember to like and share this video. Until next time!